Hello, BNI members. My name is Michelle Campbell. I'm the Executive Director of BNI Alaska. Welcome back to the BNI Alaska YouTube channel. Today is going to be focused on the fifth of a five-part series of videos designed to help members get more referrals and pass more referrals during their one-to-ones. So if you haven't done the first 4 videos, please go back and review those 4 videos so that you have help on your worksheets so that you can complete them in a fashion that is designed to give you more referrals and to help you pass more referrals. So let's get started. During Member Success Program, you should have received a Member Success Program workbook and or a one-to-one handout. In the one-to-one planner handout, not only did you have the 4 worksheets, you also had some information about how to schedule your one-to-ones and what you should do with the one-to-ones once they're scheduled. So if you follow this, it says, first off, we need to set a time and date. Now, it's preferred that you meet your fellow members either at your office or their office versus a restaurant. And the reason for that is a lot of times at a restaurant, it's a little bit noisier, and it's pretty amazing when you go to a fellow BNI member's office. You can learn a lot more about their business. If let's say they own a print shop and you get to see all the different machines that they use for printing. That adds a lot of value and helps you with your knowledge and makes you feel a little bit more comfortable when referring that printer. Now, of course, you always could meet over coffee or lunch. That is absolutely fine as well, but it's just really preferred that you meet at each other's place of business. Then you want to prepare your worksheets. So that's what we did in those last 4 videos. You can either prepare them by hand or get an electronic version from your executive director. We have some great electronic versions that have the worksheet and you can just type in the information. So in case you have bad handwriting or you don't want to always be writing those, that could be something that you ask your executive director or your director consultant for. So you want to complete the bio worksheet, the gains, the last 10 customers, and your context for your worksheet. Then you're going to want to either fax or email those to your fellow members. So let's say today happens to be a Tuesday, we're at our chapter meeting, I book a one-to-one with a fellow member and we're going to meet on Friday of this week. I want to make sure that no later than 48 hours in advance, I email or fax my fellow member my worksheets, and hopefully he or she returns their worksheets to me so that I have time to look over that. Then what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a little bit of time and go through the worksheets. So if I'm looking at my fellow members' worksheets, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through it 2 different times. The first time I'm going to go through it and I'm going to look at all of his or her information, and I'm going to take notes, and I'm going to be thinking in the back of my head, how can I help my fellow member? So maybe I see on their contact sphere that they want an introduction to a photographer. We maybe don't have a photographer in our chapter, but one of my neighbors happens to be a photographer. I'm going to put a note and ask Billy Bob if he happens to know Trisha, my neighbor who's a photographer. So that way when we're in the meeting, I can bring that up. Then the second time that I'm going to go through his forms, I'm going to go through it thinking it to myself, how can he help me? And the reason I'm going to do that is because no matter what happens with your fellow BNI members, you're always going to know your business better than they do. And so you might see things on his worksheet that he might not think is a good way to introduce you, but you might think, wow, that would be something I like to do. Maybe you see that he happens to be coaching youth soccer, and you want to get in front of parents that have young children. So you might say, hey, is there a way I could maybe bring a snack after one of the soccer games and talk to some of the parents of the kids that you're coaching? So you're going to go through it twice. Once thinking, how can I help my member? And then the second time, how can my member help me? Okay, then when you go to your one-to-ones, you want to bring your worksheets, a blank copy of your own, just in case your fellow member happened to forget. And you want to bring the ones of your fellow members that you took the notes on so that you had those prepared. Then you're going to meet using the one-to-one worksheets. And then you're going to schedule, while you're going through the one-to-one, you're going to make some notes as to what are going to be your follow-ups. So let's say that you approach the gentleman about sponsoring one of the games. So you decide you're going to bring some snacks after one of the soccer games. You want to put that in your calendar when he says yes. Or if you're going to make the introduction, maybe right then and there you call your neighbor to make that introduction happen. And then you want to make sure you're passing whatever referral slips are necessarily, either by using the BNI Connect app, BNI Connect online, or using the referral slips at your chapter meeting. So when this system is followed, you should walk away with at least 3 referrals. One of those might be kind of a soft referral, then usually one's actually a really, really good solid referral, and then usually one of them might be some type of plan that's going to get you either to work together, marketing to clients, or future contacts that might need to be followed up on. Now, that should wrap it up. Then you might decide, you know what, this is somebody I really should meet with again. You want to make sure you schedule that next follow-up one-to-one. I hope these 5 videos have helped you. We would absolutely love to hear any comments and feedback that you have after you've completed the worksheets and followed this system. We really appreciate your feedback, and any questions that you have, by all means, feel free to comment below and we'll make sure that we follow up with you on those comments. I look forward to sharing with you many more tips on the BNI Alaska YouTube channel. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember, with BNI, we really are changing the way the world does.